I totally almost forgot to make this tutorial, so here it is. Add Astra applesauce. Hey everyone, this is Ticolate, and today we will be interviewing someone from my TikTok mutuals, and she loves to do skits using Kenshin characters in her Serenity Teapot. So, Mother Mew, do you consider yourself a Serenity Teapot main because of this?
Oh, I am religiously a teapot main since the teapot became a thing, which I think was like sometime last year. And since then, I've been consistent with it, with just farming for items to create, and somehow it just became like my focal point for Genshin playing rather than just the lore.
I see. Like this is back in like May 2021, right? I
Yes,
think that's
yes,
when it started. So
yeah.
as for me, I think that's the same time I was actually about to quit Genshin, and someone said, "Oh, there's a housing system coming out," and then I was like, "Oh," I kind of got curious. So I was streaming on Twitch that time, and then I was ready to quit because I was got burnt out, right? So I gave it a chance, and it's like, okay, let's give this a chance. And then I got discouraged right away for the like load limit. But then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
how am I gonna do something good? Like I was playing Animal Crossing right before Genshin, and that game doesn't have limits. It's just just a bunch of items in that game that you could choose a lot from like different themes. So I thought that would be the same for Genshin. So that's like the first thing that kind of discouraged me too, in terms to Serenity Teapot is the load limit. But at that time when I first started, like there's really not that much furnishings to begin with, right? Because you need to collect them.
Yeah.
And I thought it would increase, like if you increase your trust rank, it would increase as you go, right? But that was at a time when I was trust rank 1. So I made a beach house and I posted it on TikTok and it went viral. So I was like, oh, this could be a content that I should be making then. So I kind of just switched to that because before the teapot, my content would be like just damage showcase and like all artifacts, all these like what everyone is doing. So when did you? What made you start the teapot then? Like, you just started making furnitures and you liked it, or what?
It's actually pretty funny because that's exactly how I went about it with the pot, because I was also like a Animal Crossing main, and I actually thought it was the same thing. And then also with the load limit, it started getting kind of annoying. And so I started getting more into it like officially when I put out, it wasn't my first content, but it was one of the first ones that started to go viral. I made like this, oh my God. It was like a mansion. So like I'm going to try to keep it PG-13. It's basically a boyfriend house, if you
A
will.
boyfriend with a. Were you the one that I saw that doing this? Like, there's like a pole dancing. Is
Oh,
that the
yes.
one? Because yeah,
Yes.
that's maybe the first video I saw you on TikTok. Like, and I said something.
I think so. It could be. I think the first one you saw is like a little bit later, because like the very first one I did of that was way back in February. So um
Okay.
yeah, so I made like I did like a reception desk table, and then like each room I tried to match the theme of their aesthetic, their outfits or visions. And then from there I just and I made like a VIP area with like a popular ship with Tartaglia and Zhongli.
That was the time when they were still like interacting in the quest, right? And we didn't know that
Yeah.
like child was gonna be playable. Was it a
Oh
time?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that's like first time I met Ganyu as well. I was like, oh, she could be a playable character. She looks like their design is like meant to be playable,
Yes,
some
yes.
sort of thing. So, jumping into the teapot, like the load limit, does it bother you at all, or what do you think about it? When it comes to like exterior first, exterior decorating.
My thing is with load limit with the exterior, you want to make all of these really cool looking mansions and stuff, right? And they don't allow you to. My thing is, if they're going to go that route, they should at least discount some of the ones that takes a lot of the depto energy. So like I'm trying to think. It was one pillar that we just got from the Samara region, and it's 90. Why is it 90? Why could it just be lower than that?
I
I
have, I
think.
have a, I have a. I want to cut you on this one. It's actually that one you see is the not the load value. Did you
Oh,
know that?
well.
There's a website about it. It's called.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put it in the description, but yeah, because it might change in the future.
Oh,
So these values are actually hidden, and the ones you see on the side of the items, they're actually those adeptal energy. That's the it's not the load.
oh,
But that was me too. Like I thought those were the load, so I would avoid the items that have 90.
right.
But what I found out is that those Klee shells, the shelf which from Dodoko, I think, like
Oh, yeah,
Archipelago,
yeah.
that was 90. It says 90 adeptal energy, but the load value for that one is actually like lower, so around 30 something.
Oh, okay.
So that number is misleading, to be honest.
Yeah, it truly is. So
So
I think bottom line is low limit should at least be increased or be considered.
yeah, because the only indication is that the green, yellow, and red. That's all.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in my comments here saying that they put like 5 items and it's already full, and that's because the companions take up a lot of space. Also, the animals.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, like if you put like 5 little tiny crabs in the grass, you won't be able to see them, but they cost, I think, 350. But I'll say, okay, the load limit for an entire like area for an exterior is 10,000. So if you put a single crab, that's already like what, 3.5% of the
Yeah.
load, or is that
That's
right? Did I do my math right?
something like that. Yeah. You're on the
3.5.
right track though.
We'll calculate it later.
Yeah.
So yeah, saying that, for example, you on top of my head, that companions are, I think they are worth 1,200. Yeah, that I have another video for that one. And then Paimon is 1,800. So yeah, even though I deal with these things on a daily basis, like I decorate all the time, I still couldn't like memorize each load values. They also need the categorized items well, because I couldn't find the items in the inventory when I look for things, because they're all over the place. So for the next thing that I want to ask about is like the interior. Do you do interior decorating at all, or?
Yes, I do. So with interior as well as exterior, no matter what I choose, I always try to make the most of the space. However, I usually just focus on one area because what I do is a little different than how you usually do your designs. Since my main focus is sets, not so much as like a whole design on its own. So
Like the custom sets.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Get your primos.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's this a trick that if you do that, like invite some companions have their own sets, and then if you don't talk to them, if you just put the companion in the same house, like just in a different room, and then you put the set on, like, for example, you put it in the main hall, and then, for example, Zhongli will be in the tiny room and upstairs.
Yeah.
And then when you invite Zhongli, he will actually be standing in the main hall instead. So that's a trick to like kind of still see the companion without using up your load, if you know what I mean. So if you have like a companion set in the main hall, and you can just rearrange it all around, as long as they're in the same range, then you have a free companion basically.
Yes.
So you only do skits, right? For TikTok, or you actually do design?
I do a little bit of both. I do skits more than designs, but occasionally I'll like introduce something that I'm working on just to show like what I can actually do. And like watching your stuff, it's changed dramatically in what I used to make versus what I make now. So occasionally I'll release a design. Like right now I have like a I'm trying to do like a cyberpunk scene and just kind of show everybody like, hey, what do you think about this? You think it would be skit worthy or something?
Yeah, like I remember you made. I visited your teapot. It's like there's you made a carnival and stuff, and actually it was really cool. I saw you said you set up a Ferris wheel, I think, and then also those shooting games, like shoot the ball.
Oh
What was
yeah,
that called? Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. Well, the Ferris wheel is a lot better than when you last visited because I took those ugly floating things away, and now they're actually its own like. Well, it's not functional, but it looks like it's functional. So you can actually sit in it and watch the view, watch the beach. You can watch the carnival.
Do you use those game mechanics, or you just make your own the interactive games in the teapot?
I'm trying to make my own. Like I told you, I think I told you this a couple days ago. I'm starting to try to make a maze
Yeah.
because it's amazing.
Oh, sure. It will be. I can't wait to try that one. Actually, maybe I'll put it in another video. Maybe I'll visit that when it's done.
Yes, it's gonna be fun. You're gonna be so happy. Your life's gonna be fulfilled once you complete it.
Yes, which is you're gonna upload something on your YouTube as well, or are you gonna upload that?
Yes, yes. So I'm very excited to actually get started on that because a lot of people has also requested to combine all of these different clips I've done with one series in particular that was ongoing for quite a while. And I'm hoping to dedicate more time and energy into that because I would love to keep going at it.
Yeah. So long form content is definitely good on here on YouTube. What I've experienced.
Yes, definitely. It's been a trial and error thing for me. Like when I started, I wasn't even thinking about like I was a teapot main like barely, so I wasn't even thinking about that. All I was doing was just like dubbing over like past scenes that happened on Genshin, but now I could kind of make it my own. So I would love to make longer stuff on YouTube so that I can expand my resources.
Yeah. So yeah, as we're talking, we're actually watching this tutorial with you. So if you have any other questions, you can always drop it in the comments. Or if you have any questions for Mew right here, you can also drop it in the comments, or you can go to Mew's TikTok. Do you have a new handle for the TikTok, or is it still the same?
No, it's still the same Mother Mew. I've not changed anything about it, though I'm thinking about it now that you've given me a chef's kiss name. Miss
Miss
Muniverse.
Muniverse.
Yeah. They'll see it, they'll be like, what is that?
How about you? Do you have any other questions? Do you have questions for me or anything about this build?
Yes. Well, the first one is actually, what are you making? That's my first question.
This is actually it's Nilu's birthday as I was making this December 3rd. This is basically like the fountain that because the first one was the one I made in 3.1 update, and that one I didn't have any Sumero furnishings, but this one I made it with 3.2 furnishings. Like this gazebo is really nice, stacked on top of this one, so I decided to just float it.
Okay.
And the other build that you saw in the beginning of the video is basically just like a sample, like a layout. So I didn't consider it as like a final build, but well, the replica ID is in our Discord, so if you want to join. It's also in the description. And basically, this is just showing floating techniques and putting up. Like on here, I use the old floating technique, which is you place the item and then you just click underneath it using just set the camera like this way and then just click it and then remove the boulder and it's done. Yeah, there you go.
Wow. I really like that.
It's pretty simple. I would consider this like a summoning area for your characters. So build your summoning area for Scaramouche if you're excited, or whoever else you're waiting for in the upcoming banners.
Yep, that's coming up.
So yeah, this ends our video. You have any other final words I can squeeze in at the very end?
Don't let anyone tell you can't achieve anything, because you can.
Are you sure? Hoyover is gonna limit us with load.
Well, you can't let that get in the way of your dreams.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.